Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Mastermind Book Club. In tonight's class, we're going to review Stuart Wilde's 33 Steps to Changing Life. Is that right? Let's make sure. Yep. This book is powerful, really powerful. And these steps, these 33 steps, they take a while to explain. So I wanted to go over the first 3 to 5 steps. All right. Okay, there we go. So the first step is that Stuart Wilde asks us to relate in the sense that why is it that we always think God is outside of us when God is a part of us? So realize that I am made in God's image. You are made in God's image. How can this help? Because instead of thinking like everyone else thinks that God is in the air, in the heavens, in the ground, everywhere around you, well, he's also inside of you because we were made in his image, or her image, for that matter. So be aware that God is sorry. So what is this? Why is this very important? Because we're always going to reach out to something or some spiritual being that is above us. However, we forget the most important thing, that infinite intelligence, God or guru or whatever you want to call, the higher power that is available within each every one of us is actually within us. And most of us neglect to look interiorly. Isn't that wild? I knew about this to a smaller extent, but when he said it as an opening step, it's like, man, not about going out there to look for God, because everyone's out there looking for God. God is within us. So I am God. I am made in his most perfect way of making. Hello? Sorry. So number 2 is expand inner awareness. What does this mean? Well, we always tend to look at things that are outside of us, as in, man, she is too small, she is too big, she is too loud, she is too this, she is too that. It doesn't matter what the other person is, but how about looking inside? Instead of complaining, instead of gossiping, instead of commenting on whatever is happening outside of you, well, when are you going to start looking on what's inside of you? Seeing things differently, as in, I am calm, I am serene, I need to work on this, I am sufficient, I am capable, I am powerful, I can accomplish anything. Isn't that make things easier for each and every one of us? Being able to expand on our own selves. You see, when we're born, we're taught from the beginning that we should not imagine, we should not dream, we should not think that all these goals are reachable, are attainable, right? Goals are within us. They start within us. How? In the form of dreams. So if you can expand your inner awareness on these dreams, then you're getting ahead of yourself. Most of us are taught we don't have any dreams. Why are you trying to go after that? Because people will think you're crazy going after your dreams. So how do you expect to continue to complain about everything else when you're not accepting what's inside of you? So that's why Stuart Wilde says expand your inner awareness. Number 3, go have courage that is beyond. Let go, trust, go beyond, and ask yourself. So what does step 3 mean? When we're afraid to do something, that should be the very reason we should attempt to do it. Because sometimes we're psychologically afraid. Our mind doesn't want to let us do certain things. But in reality, when you do them, you accomplish so much more. So much more. Isn't that the truth? How do you explain that? How do we know that's reality? Well, number 1 is that we tend to have these situations that make us feel nervous. For example, when I started riding dirt bikes, I remember, not being able to stay on it for too long. Not that I would fall off in a terrible way, but I just let the bike drop and I'd get off safely. If I didn't overcome this fear, I would never have been riding to this day of age. And that's one of the reasons why I am in the Caribbean right now, because I was on a 3-day excursion off-roading. But in order for you to become aware of conquering your fears, you have to be able to tell your brain, your conscience, it's okay that you're afraid. It's okay, but let me take over. I'm in charge now, and you keep quiet. When have you ever thought about telling your brain to keep quiet about these negative antics of telling you can't do this, you're weak, you're unable to go riding or cliff diving or whatever it may be? Now, some of these things are very extreme. I'm not telling you to go into cliff diving or bungee jumping or parachuting. Why? Because it's up to you. You're able to do, and you should be free to do what you please. But sometimes some of these things that hold us back is not much more than what we have in our brains. So go beyond. Let go of your fears. Trust. And just ask yourself, what good can come about from this? If you accomplish your fears, I'm certain that would be fantastic. Wouldn't it be? Of course it is. Number 4, have the courage to accept the Spirit as your inner guide. The Spirit as your inner guide. Now, in this world, we're told that we're not going to live on, that death is the end. I agree with Stuart. I don't believe that death is the end. I believe that death is part of the cycle of the energy that we've created in this world, but I do not believe it's the end. Well, if you ask me, prove it, all I can tell you is, well, prove that energy dissipates. And each and every one of us has energy, and each and every one of us will continue to live because of the energy that we've created. It might be a little amount, or it might be a vast amount. Hold on one second. Let me just take a drink of water here. So what he is trying to tell us in this step is that our spirits will always live on, even after our bodies die. We continue to live because of our spirits. Isn't that neat to know that? I believe it. I've believed it from before, but it brings in much more clarity hearing it from somebody else. Number 5, accept negativity as learning experience. To create wealth, create energy. Well, isn't that powerful? If you want to be wealthy, how are you creating energy to be wealthy? Stuart offers a few things to look at. Number 1, are you going into expensive restaurants and just having a cup of coffee at these expensive restaurants, or having a dessert? How about going into a dealership if your interest is within cars and looking at whatever the latest cars are out there, and just letting the dealer know, hey, I can't buy this today, but as soon as I get my check, I will come back and purchase it. That's exactly what Stuart Wilde says. But what happens if you want to get a dream house? What do? Do what I do. I visualize. I see myself in it. I see myself in a 3-bedroom in a building that has many floors. I think it was 9 at the time, and I envisioned myself living on the 7th floor, looking out the front. Not only did I do that, but I used to drive around on purpose in front of the block to create this vision. Did it work for me when I did this 5-6 years ago? You bet it did. Sorry, it was like 8 years ago that this happened. I actually live in that same building now, and it's a luxury building. It's a building that has offered me pretty much what I was looking for. So be careful what you ask for, because you might just get it if you envision it. And if you can dream it, you can do it. If you want to make more money in whatever position you're in, if you want to sell, envision yourself selling, helping out other people, getting them to want you to sell to them. Because if you're the one that's interested in selling to them and they're not interested in purchasing, how are you going to close the sale? How? So just be aware that you are capable of acquiring whatever it is you want, as long as you're willing to go out there after it. Do you have any questions?
Not so far.
Okay. So Ariane, welcome to the call, Ariane.
Oh,
So,
thanks, David.
do any of you want to add anything into these steps that Stuart Wilde is offering before I continue? Nope. Okay. So I just want to go over one more, number 6. And why do I want to go over at least one more? Because these are very powerful, and I got out a lot from listening to this book. This is powerful, powerful stuff. more than I was ready to handle in one shot. But I'm grateful for it because this is the way that we grow. When we're put in situations that feel uncomfortable, make us feel nervous, weird, not ready, that's when we're meant to grow. Number 6, we learn about the world through common belief. Well, what are these common beliefs? We're told to give 10% teething. That's one of the common beliefs. Another common belief is that we have to go to regular school, we have to get a degree, and then get a job. Those are common beliefs. Common beliefs are also that we have to get into debt and pay our debts. That's a common belief. Learn about the world through common beliefs, but then you should also go beyond, because these beliefs can only get you so far and they don't allow you to expand. So realize that wherever your current situation is right now, your current way of thinking is what's keeping you from getting to more knowledge about wherever it is that you want to go. Stuart Wilde offers us the opportunity of growing our inner awareness through which fundamental basis. He talks about Taoism, which you don't really pronounce the T that way. It's pronounced as D, but I have not gone into researching what Taoism is, except through what he is speaking about, and I'm presuming that that's what he's talking about, because it's based on a spiritual belief that our energy, our spirit will continue to live as long as we're creating energy. And I'm certain you're creating energy, because I know I am. But how do we harness that power and make it expand within our lives? If you want money, if that's your number one concern, then guess what? You're going to have to envision yourself, and you're going to have to work hard to get what you want. Because if you don't work hard, how do you expect to get it? Right? So what I want to leave you with in this book is that any one of these steps is a lot. Any one. And all I ask is, just like Reggie told us when he wanted us to review this book, he has read it many times or listened to it because it has offered him a chance to grow. It has offered him a chance to expand. And although Reggie couldn't make the call today, I'm certain that Reggie has a lot to say in this, in reference to this book. So what I'd like to do, because we're beyond our time here, is first of all, I'd like to know, does anyone have any questions on any of these 6 steps out of the 33 steps that Stuart Wilde is offering? Anyone have any questions? No questions? Okay. So what I would like to do is I'm going to look over these other steps and see how we can incorporate anywhere from 2 to 3 of these steps that you're free to choose into your lives, because they're the foundations of getting ahead. These are what set normal people from the top 1%, 5%, 10% of the population in the world to succeed, to become wealthy, to expand their knowledge. Where is this knowledge? Where is this wealth? It's within us. We have it within us. We're constantly trying to reach for it outside of us or in somebody else, but then we neglect to notice that it is within our reach. So what I'd like to leave you off with today is this. Number one, pick one of these steps, whichever one interests you. It could be the first one, it could be the last one. Just pick one. Concentrate on it for the next week, every day, bringing it into your life and see how it can change and expand your horizon. Do I have your commitment to this?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So I ask that each and every one of you review one of these steps. And then as you review one of these steps, then incorporate it into your daily schedule and see how you can expand on it. See how you can build on it. Improve your own person, not somebody else. Improve yourself, because it is of utmost potential that whichever one is important to you, because we are all different, that's the one that you have to go. So, as a summary to everything that we've spoken about today, is that next Thursday, not this Thursday coming up, not Thursday, but the following Thursday, March 12th, I'd like to review this book once more. And that way, those who are listening to this call can review and go over that one step and see how it has impacted their week, whatever it is that they're doing. Can I count on you to do this?
Yes.
Okay, Sharon, yes, great, great, great. I'm guessing Shamika and Ariane can speak right now?
Yes.
I will take it. Okay, thank you. Thank
Yes.
you. So this is what we'll do. So next week, Thursday the 12th, for those of you who can make it on, we're going to review some of these steps, because these steps are really, really powerful. And I think that they take some time to be able to research and to go over. Yes. So, all right. So thank you very much to everyone. This is the end of our class tonight. And I am really appreciative that you've been able to make it. And reminder, you don't have to learn everything, but you should learn at least one step at a time, one thing at a time, because this is a very, very powerful book. And it takes time, not a few seconds. It takes time to be able to become a master of these 33 steps. All right? So everyone, I'd like to sign off by saying have a great evening. Enjoy this next week, going over one step, whatever it is. Just realizing that God is within you, for example, is powerful, but it's practice, it's repetition that makes it a habit. So that's why I asked just to go over one step. All right? Everyone, have a great evening. And I thank you for making it onto this class, to the Mastermind Book Club. This is your book club. I'm here to serve. If there's any way that I can assist your life's goals, reach out to me. I'm just a phone call away. Have a great evening. Thank you. Sharon, Ariane, Shamikia. Have a great evening.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye-bye.